Have you ever stopped to think about how easily we seem to give intentions or even feelings to our tech,
Hmm.
or how it kind of subtly nudges us without us really noticing?
Yeah.
I mean, think about your fitness tracker, cheering you on after a run, or a website suggesting what you might like next.
Right.
It feels like more than just convenience, doesn't it? There's some real design going on there, trying to connect with us emotionally.
Exactly.
So today we're doing a deep dive into emotional interaction in design.
That's right. And our exploration today, it's basically built around a really fascinating chapter from Interaction Design
Yeah.
Beyond Human-Computer Interaction, the sixth edition by Rogers, Sharp, and Priest.
Okay.
And our mission, really, is to unpack how these interactive systems are specifically engineered to evoke certain emotions,
Mm-hmm.
influence our behavior, and sometimes even mimic human traits.
Right.
And we want to explore what all this clever design means for you, the user, in your everyday life.
Okay, so two core themes we'll get into. First, how tech tries to shift our behavior, often with those nudges we mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
And second, this really interesting idea of anthropomorphism, giving human-like qualities to technology.
Yeah, that one's fascinating.
Okay, let's dig in. Behavioral change, the art of the digital nudge. So let's start with behavioral change. In this context, we're talking about tech specifically designed to shift how people think and act. Fogg explored this quite a bit back in 2003, right?
Yes, exactly. And the range of techniques they use for this nudging, it's incredibly wide. It really leverages our psychology.
Like what sort of things?
What could be pop-up ads, those warning messages you see, reminders, prompts,
Okay.
personalized messages, recommendations, even something seemingly simple like Amazon's one-click buying.
Ah, yeah.
Each one is a subtle but actually quite powerful way to influence what you do or think, often without you even realizing it.
Speaking of surprising examples, Nintendo's Pocket Pikachu, do you remember that?
Oh, I do, yeah.
It wasn't just a toy, was it? It was designed specifically to, well, encourage healthier habits, to get kids moving more.
Right, a digital pet that lived in the device.
Exactly. And the core idea was that the owner had to walk, run, or jump to keep it happy.
And if you didn't exercise,
Then the virtual pet got visibly angry and, refused to play anymore.
it's pretty effective, isn't it? I
Mhm.
mean, how can these technologies that watch us or nag us or act kind of human, how do they keep us interested, engaged?
Yeah.
Well, it really taps into emotional attachment. A happy Pokemon makes the child feel good, right? So it reinforces the behavior.
A reward.
Precisely. But a sulking Pokemon, that makes them feel bad, maybe a bit guilty,
Hmm.
and that prompts them to change what they're doing. What's fascinating here is just how this simple emotional feedback loop could actually drive real-world activity. Pretty powerful stuff.
That emotional leverage, it leads us to a more modern dilemma, I suppose. Should voice assistants teach kids good manners?
Ah, the Alexa question.
Yeah. Loads of kids talk to Alexa like she's a friend, but often they don't say please or thank you. So is that lack of etiquette actually a problem? And the bigger question maybe is, could it transfer? Could they start demanding things like, Auntie, get me my drink?
That's definitely a concern parents have voiced. And, it raises the question, would parents find it kind of weird, maybe even a bit creepy, if their Alexa started nagging their kids about manners or brushing their teeth?
Yeah, possibly.
But interestingly, recent research, Alexis Heinecker and colleagues in 2021, actually showed that children are quite good at telling the difference.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they know to treat humans differently than they talk to a voice assistant.
Mm-hmm.
So the key thing here is maybe how deeply these learned behaviors really transfer isn't as straightforward as we might think.
Interesting. Okay, beyond voice assistants, what about other tracking devices? Mobile apps are everywhere now, helping people track and change things like fitness, sleep, weight,
Right. And they often use things like online leaderboards, charts.
comparing with friends.
Mm.
That social pressure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Tapping into that human drive for comparison and achievement turns self-improvement into a bit of a game.
Yeah.
And there are also apps designed just to encourage reflection, mindfulness, which can genuinely boost well-being and happiness.
That reflective aspect is interesting.
It brings us neatly to another area, sustainable HCI. That's human-computer interaction focused on designing tech to help people cut down their energy use.
Ah, okay. How does that work?
Well, one really effective technique is simply giving homeowners feedback on their consumption. Instant feedback.
Makes sense.
And what's particularly powerful often are just simple infographics and emoticons, like smiley or sad faces.
Really? That's simple.
Yeah, they encourage people to reflect, to really see what they can change. And again, it's not just information. Peer pressure and social norms, seeing what neighbors are doing, that's also a very powerful motivator.
There was a great real-world example of this, wasn't there? The Tidy Street Project.
Yes. Bird and Rogers, 2010. Great example.
Describe that. It was pretty visual, right?
It really was. Imagine this. They took the street's total electricity usage and visualized it on a large scale
Yeah.
using chalk stenciled right onto the road surface.
Wow.
And it provided real-time feedback that changed daily. Everyone could see it.
And the result?
Pretty impressive. A 15% reduction in electricity use on that street.
15%. That's huge. It makes you wonder if we should start chalking up Wi-Fi usage on our streets.
Huh. Well, Tidy Street really shows the positive power. But, and this is important, if tech can nudge us towards good things, it can also be used for manipulation, deception, which brings us to the darker side, phishing scams.
Right. Those emails.
Exactly. The web is constantly used to trick people into giving up personal details. Fake PayPal emails, eBay messages, you've won the lottery stuff.
Yeah, they look so real sometimes.
They do. And they allow fraudsters to get into bank accounts, steal money. The chilling thing is, the same design principles that create, say, urgency or familiarity for legitimate sites, fraudsters weaponize those. They bypass our rational thinking, exploit our emotional reflexes, and sadly, many vulnerable people do fall for these scams. It's a stark reminder of the ethical tightrope we walk with emotional design.
Giving technology a human touch.
Okay, so let's pivot now to our second big theme. Anthropomorphism.
Right.
Which is basically attributing human-like qualities to things that aren't human, like cars or vacuum cleaners or computers.
It's a well-known thing, especially in advertising, right? Dancing butter, talking animals on cereal boxes.
Exactly.
And it's heavily used in human-computer interaction. Why? Because it can make the user experience, frankly, more enjoyable, more motivating.
How so?
By giving technologies personalities, essentially. It can reduce anxiety, make people feel more at ease. It just makes them more pleasant to interact with. Yep. What's really striking here is how a seemingly simple design choice like this can totally reshape how we perceive and interact with the system.
Let's try a quick example. Let's say you're the listener. Which welcome message would you prefer? First one.
Hello, Chris. Nice to see you again. Welcome back. Now, what were we doing last time? Oh, yes. Exercise 5. Let's start again.
Okay. Friendly.
Versus message 2. User 24, commence exercise 5.
Bit cold.
Right. Which feels better, and why does that more human-like language connect with us?
Let's try another one. Feedback when you get something wrong. Option 1. Now, Chris, that's not right. You can do better than that. Try again.
Okay, encouraging, maybe a bit teacher-like.
Option 2. Incorrect. Try again.
Ouch. Yeah, quite different.
Big difference in the implied approach, isn't there? That human-like language in the first one offers encouragement, maybe a sense of understanding.
Yeah.
It can make a huge difference in how you feel about the interaction, like a partnership maybe, instead of just cold instructions.
Okay, what about error messages? We've all seen those awful ones. The application Word Wonder has unexpectedly quit due to a Type 2 error.
Ugh. Yes, meaningless. But what if it said instead, the application has expectedly quit due to poor coding in the operating system?
Huh.
Bit cheeky, but...
Which one feels better? Even the slightly snarky one.
Well, that example really shows why good error message design matters so much. Schneiderman's classic guidelines, they really hit this hard.
What do they say?
Things like avoiding harsh, scary terms like fatal, invalid, or bad.
Right.
Maybe use audio warnings. Avoid all caps, long code numbers. Make messages precise, not vague. And give context-sensitive help.
So making it less alarming.
Exactly. It's all moving towards a more human-friendly, less alarming interaction, making the user feel supported, not blamed, even when something goes wrong. That really cuts down frustration.
And sometimes designers really lean into it with humor, right? Like that funny 404 error page with the Lego character.
Oh, yeah. The everything is still awesome one.
Yes. How does adding humor or reassurance like that change how we experience an error? It turns frustration into maybe even a smile. It clearly has a positive effect. There's actually good evidence supporting anthropomorphism. Reeves and Nas, back in 1996, found that computers using flattery and praise in educational software had a real positive impact.
Really? Like what?
Well, an example they gave was feedback like, "Your question makes an important and useful distinction. Great job."
Okay.
And they found students were actually more willing to keep going with exercises, felt better about their learning, with that kind of feedback.
That leads to another tricky question then. Should computers say they're sorry?
Ah.
Reeves and Nas argued they should be made to apologize, to sort of emulate human etiquette.
It does raise some fascinating questions, though, doesn't it?
Like what?
Well, would users actually be as forgiving of a computer saying sorry as they are of other people?
Right.
How sincere would they think the computer was being?
Right. If your system crashed and said, I'm really sorry I crashed, I'll try not to do it again,
Yeah.
would you buy it?
Exactly. Would you truly believe it? I think my first reaction might be, is it about to ask for admin rights? It points to a deeper challenge, really. How can tech build genuine trust through communication? And where are the limits of machine empathy?
Let's broaden this out from just language to physical form, robots.
Okay.
Thinking about robots, what kind of physical form feels most appealing to you personally? Should they be like a plastic pet like Sony's Aibo?
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe a cuddly pet like the haptic creature?
Soft, yeah.
Or more like a plastic human, maybe something like Zora the robot?
Interesting range.
Yeah, just take a moment to think, what's your preference?
Yeah.
And why?
It's a good question, and it leads to a pretty profound one. Is it actually okay for people to develop deep emotional attachments to robots? We're seeing commercial robots like Pero, the Seal Pup, and Stevie being used strategically in places like care homes.
Right, to encourage social interaction.
Exactly. They play games, tell jokes, hold sing-alongs, trying to engage residents.
And the reactions are mixed, aren't they?
Very mixed. Some residents genuinely join in, seem to find comfort or entertainment. Others seem a bit, well, bemused, and some actually find it a little demeaning, even.
It's complex.
It is. Ultimately, the source material suggests there's probably no inherent harm in social robots playing an entertaining, maybe motivating role alongside human caregivers.
Right.
But, and this is the critical caveat, they can never match the essential human touch, the warmth, the empathy that residents truly need and deserve. That has to come from people. Outro. So, just to kind of wrap up the key insights from this deep dive. These emotional aspects of interaction design, they're fundamentally about facilitating positive feelings, pleasure, delight, connection, and actively trying to avoid the negative ones, frustration, annoyance, anger.
Right.
You know, well-designed, aesthetically pleasing interfaces, they tend to make us feel good, give reassuring feedback. Badly designed ones, they just cause those frustrating moments we all know.
Definitely.
And this whole field is moving fast. We're seeing things like emotional AI, affective computing, using advanced AI and sensors to try and detect and even respond to our emotions by analyzing facial expressions, tone of voice.
Wow.
It's getting quite sophisticated.
So we've seen how emotional tech is designed to persuade us, to change our behaviors, and how anthropomorphism, giving human qualities to tech, is a major tool for that. And we're seeing more robots as companions, even in the home. So for you listening, what does all this mean for how you interact with your tech every day?
Yeah, and maybe a final thought to leave you with. Considering this huge power technology has to influence our emotions and behavior, and this growing trend of making tech more human-like, what ethical lines should we be drawing? How human-like should our digital and robotic companions actually become? Where's the line between a helpful nudge and, well, manipulation? Or between a comforting presence and maybe a substitute for real human connection?
That's the big question.
What's the ideal balance for you personally in this evolving relationship with technology? Something to think about.